Chapter 51 Goal, Surpass the Sure family. You are listening at novelfull.audio. All the elders, including the Great Elder, stop talking. Chu Xinghe's approach may not be intentional to win people's hearts, but it does have this effect. If it were anyone else in this situation, it would be absolutely treasonous, but for Chu Xinghe's actions, the sect leader was not only not angry, but also extremely happy. Everyone knew that the sect master had already groomed Chu Xinghe as his successor. So the more outstanding Chu Xinghe is, the happier he is. Everyone, please don't give any answers to each sect. When is it time for our Haotian Sect to explain to others? Who do they think they are? There was a sudden surge of momentum from the sect leader that made the entire Haotian hall seem to shake. As for how each sect will take action next, I also want to see it. No one should go and leave it to Xinghe. Opportunities to deal with each sect like this don't come often. Let this child experience it in advance and interact with each sect. It's not a bad thing to go through the motions. As for those who don't want to cooperate, just tell them that they won't cooperate. As for the Sure family who don't want to continue to work for our Haotian Sect, then tell the Sure family that the contract is invalid. What? After our Haotian Sect leaves the Sure family, won't there be anyone to touch stones for us? After the sect leader finished speaking, he stood up and left without looking back. Only after the sect leader left did everyone dare to take a deep breath. Even the Great Elder looked in disbelief. Although the sect leader is usually gentle, don't forget that he is the Haotian Emperor of the Haotian Sect, the number one person on the heavenly list. The sect leader has been keeping a low profile for so many years, and the Haotian Sect has always been calm. But this does not mean that the Haotian Sect is easy to bully. Not everyone is qualified to challenge the majesty of the number one sect in the world. Whether it's the Sure family or other sects, they all seem to have forgotten that an angry Haotian Sect has the ability to stir up troubles in the world. The Haotian Sect does not only have a gentle side. The sects that the Haotian Sect has destroyed can circle around the Liang continent 3 times. All sects are waiting for people from Haotian Sect to go to Lingqing to deal with Chu Xinghe. Chu Xinghe himself is waiting. It should be the Great Elder who comes, right? How about the sect leader come in person? Good guy, what punishment will you receive? Chu Xinghe would definitely not believe the rumors outside that he would be killed on the spot. Deprive your direct disciples and break them into the outer sect. Or even directly become a minor disciple. It's not impossible. Now, I ask who can block my way to punishment. But Chu Xinghe had been looking forward to it for many days, but there was no movement from the Haotian Sect, not to mention that the sect leader came in person. There wasn't even a disciple who came to deliver the news. Chu Xinghe was confused. Is the sect's communication so underdeveloped? Or is the teleportation array broken? But even if you leave, you still come through, right? What does it mean that there has been no reaction so far? I have broken the foundation here, and the Haotian Sect has become the target of public criticism. But it's useless to be anxious. Xuanjian has brought new good news. Senior brother Xinghe, bad news. The cooperation between various sects and our Chamber of Commerce has been cancelled. The contract between the Sure family and us has also been cancelled. Now, we are completely isolated. Chu Xinghe is overjoyed. Is this bad news? A blessed general is a blessed general, and as soon as he opens his mouth, he will hear the best news. The cooperation with other sects is fine, but the contract with the Sure family. Xuanjian is in a dilemma. The Sure family is the number one stone-melting family in the world. More than 70% of the rough stones in the world have been transformed into spiritual stones by the Sure family's masterful hands. Now that the Sure family is unwilling to help the Haotian Sect, the Haotian Sect is really in trouble. Can't we eat pigs without stone butcher? Chu Xinghe said with disdain. Xuanjian was helpless. In addition to the Sure family, there are also some other family forces that have a little bit of stone magic, but their ratio of producing spiritual stones is not as good as that of the Sure family, and the fees they charge are much higher than the Sure family. In this way, the sect is afraid that there will still be losses. Very good. Chu Xinghe was overjoyed. Lingqing is a good place. Ever since he came here, he has received good news, another loss, right? So how to maximize losses? We, the Haotian Sect, have no way of turning stones ourselves. Chu Xinghe asked tentatively. Senior brother Xinghe doesn't know. Midas is not that simple. To train a Midas master, you need not only the art of Midas, but also finding the perfect candidate with Midas talent. The art of Midas is okay. Although it is difficult to obtain it from the outside world, it is not impossible for our Haotian Sect to buy it if we spend a lot of money. However, the Midas master relies on talent. It is difficult to find a good Midas master. Redemption. Chu Xinghe felt excited after hearing this. Cost a lot. Is it as difficult as ascending to heaven? Does that mean it's easy to get wasted? What are you waiting for? If you don't train your own stone masters, you will end up trying to draw water from a bamboo basket to get nothing. It is better to ask for help from others than to ask for yourself. No matter how much it costs, buy the Midas touch right away. Ah! Qin Xiangqian was dumbfounded, but looking at the bright Haotian order, Qin Xiangqian could only nod. As for the selection of the stone master, I will be responsible for it. Chu Xinghe looked confident, because Chu Xinghe had already decided on the candidate for the stone master. What? Ma Liang and the others? Absolutely not, these guys are all very talented, who knows if they have Midas talent. As a false and blessed general, Ma Liang would not be able to find a place to cry if someone like him, who is a one-of-a-kind Midas genius, were to be given to him, so after much thought, Chu Xinghe came up with a perfect candidate, Wang Tieniu. A stone-pointing master relies on talent to make a living, but look at Wang Tieniu's talent, a stone-pointing master needs smart people, but look at Wang Tieniu. Perfect. A stone-pointing master needs luck bonus, even if we put aside the first two things, just talking about Tieniu's luck, there is no second person to think about, a person who doesn't even understand stone quarrying, let him learn to point stones, just ask how I lost this game. If this stone-pointing technique doesn't work, Chu Xinghe will feel sorry for Wang Tieniu's talent. Qin Xiangqian went to buy the stone-pointing technique, and Chu Xinghe called Wang Tieniu. Brother Xinghe, I'm here. What do you want me for? Just tell me, if I frown, it's your son's fault. Tieniu, now there is a very important and historic great task entrusted to you, do you think you can do it? That's definitely no problem. Leave it to me. Look. Chu Xinghe is satisfied. If you were to ask someone else what such an important task was, you would at least ask what it was about, but look at our Tieniu, he agreed without saying anything, and asked if you were stable. Okay. Tieniu is very pleased to hear your words, you can go back, and I will call you when things come. Okay. Senior brother Xinghe, I'm leaving. Tieniu left, and Chu Xinghe was even more satisfied. This junior brother is reliable, he didn't ask a single question, and even saved me from making up excuses. Where can I find such a worry-free junior brother? Unlike Ma Liang, who only makes trouble for himself, these 2 days, the spiritual minds of various sects have been noisy again. It was said that Chu Xinghe would be severely punished and everyone would return to the same starting line and roll up again. But what is the reverse internal role of the Haotian Sect now? These days, many miners went to the Haotian Sect's spiritual mind to see the situation. You don't know until you see it, it's really amazing. The miners of Haotian Sect were all wearing brand new uniforms. These uniforms were not shoddy, but made of the same fabric as the outer disciples of Haotian Sect. The 2 most famous chefs in Lingqing were invited by Haotian Sect to cook at the Ling mine, the 3-layered fat braised pork, the colorful and fragrant stir-fried dishes, the exquisite snacks, and even the wine supply. What kind of divine food is this? Haotian Sect even hired someone to rebuild dormitories for the miners, 4 people in a room, with complete beds, and every miner can rest for an hour after lunch. Is this the life of a human? Look at some miners turning on their vacation mode, and the vacation mode will not deduct any resources. All the miners of various sects had red eyes. Look at the miners of Haotian Sect, and then look at us. Is this a comparison between people? This is a comparison between people and slaves. They are all miners, why are their treatments so different? The miners of each sect are not going to do it anymore. What happened to the agreement to kill Chu Xinghe? What happened to the agreement to get everyone back to the same starting line? It seems that we are the only ones who are miserable, and they are all the bosses, right? The miners of each sect are furious, and the first major strike has also occurred. Although the sects have used various threats and inducements to these miners, the miners are also willing to go all out this time. At worst, we will quit. The sect can abolish our cultivation, and we will start over in the Haotian Sect. In the face of the counterattack of the miners, the sects began to turn the pressure to the Haotian Sect. All cooperation was cancelled, and even the news of the Haotian Sect's hypocrisy was spread everywhere. Unlike the spiritual minds of each sect, the spiritual minds of the Haotian Sect, all the miners were grateful after receiving the treatment guaranteed by senior brother Xinghe. Ma Lao San. You dare to be lazy, are you worthy of senior brother Xinghe? Ma Lao San, you don't deserve to stay in the spiritual mine. Sorry. I was blinded by greed just now, I won't dare to do it again. Ma Lao San, if there is a next time, we will never forgive you. In the past, the people of Haotian Chamber of Commerce had to keep an eye on these miners all the time, for fear that they would slack off and reduce production, but these days, there is no need at all. If anyone slacks off, the people of the Chamber of Commerce don't even need to ask, and other miners will definitely give them a big bag. Are you worthy of senior brother Xinghe? This sentence has become the motto in the hearts of every miner disciple. The miners should rest well when they should rest, but they really work hard when they work. For several consecutive days, the person in charge of collecting the raw ore suddenly discovered a very strange thing. Obviously, the miners have worked much less time than before, but the output has not decreased at all, and even, it has increased by 30%. What the hell is this? I don't understand it at all. The news reached Chu Xinghe, who was also confused. However, Chu Xinghe did not report it to Chu Xinghe. He planned to observe it again. After all, sometimes it is possible that the output of a certain section of the ore vein will increase, so he needs to observe it again. While observing, Chu Xinghe finally spent a sky-high price to buy the stone-pointing technique, but when Chu Xinghe carefully asked Brother Xinghe about the candidate for the stone-pointing master, he was dumbfounded. Wang Tieniu. Wang Tieniu, who is plagued by bad luck. Brother Xinghe, are you sure you are not kidding me? It's Tieniu. He is the 1 in a million candidate for the master of stone pointing. Believe me, and believe Tieniu. Surpass the Sure family, and rely on Tieniu in the future. Chu Xinghe was dumbfounded. Surpass the Sure family? I'm afraid the money I spent on the stone touching technique this time will be completely wasted. Chapter 52 The Stone Pointing Wizard Wang Tieniu. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Wang Tieniu still looked naive when he was called over. When Chu Xinghe handed him the Midas touch, Tieniu didn't even look at it and said, Brother Xinghe, don't worry, I will definitely arrange this for you. Everything is clearly arranged. Chu Xinghe cried, Big brother, I call you big brother now. Can you understand the Midas touch? Tieniu. Senior brother is optimistic about you. Chu Xinghe looked serious. Wang Tieniu left with tears in his eyes. However, the news that Wang Tieniu became the person chosen by senior brother Xinghe quickly spread throughout the entire spiritual mine. Everyone's first reaction when hearing this news is that it's nonsense. But soon everyone thought of doing something that others didn't dare to do, and thinking of brother Xinghe that others didn't dare to think of, and everyone was confused. There is no way that senior brother Xinghe could make a mistake. Wang Tieniu definitely has a hidden talent as a stone master. Compared with the certainty of the people in the Haotian Sect spiritual mine, the outside world almost laughed out of their teeth when they got the news. Isn't this Chu Xinghe a spy who broke into the Haotian Sect? I also think it's possible. Buying Tienie Ling mine can be said to be young and frivolous. Later, it is said that he is just benevolent and righteous. But this Wang Tieniu. I have heard of it. This guy is quite famous. He just doesn't have a good brain, and his luck is extremely bad. For a person like this to learn the Midas touch. I think birds of a feather flock together. Birds of a feather flock together, it's true. This Chu Xinghe is a big fool. The other jokes were okay, but the Shi family almost laughed at them. You know, it is actually stressful for the Shi family to break the contract with the Haotian Sect. That's the Haotian Sect, the best sect in the world. If you get really angry, you know what you can do. Originally, the Shi family had prepared all plans to deal with the Haotian Sect's possible counterattack, but Haotian Sect's counterattack didn't wait until news came that Haotian Sect itself planned to train stone masters. When they first heard the news, the Shi family was really worried. After all, it was the Haotian Sect. Could it be that the Haotian Sect really found the Midas wizard? The Shi family also sent people to inquire, but before the news came out, it was revealed that the selected person was Wang Tieniu. Are you kidding me? This is no longer a question of whether Chu Xinghe is crazy or not. This guy is a complete fool, right? Why did Haotian Sect send a fool here? Is the Haotian Sect really in decline? Chu Xinghe's series of operations really made countless people stand in a daze. Everything was fine before, but what did you think of training Wang Tieniu? It is extremely difficult to cultivate a Midas genius on your own. What is this Wang Tieniu? Now everyone was convinced that the Haotian Sect was really screwed up. Emperor Wu's city is located in Lingqing. Zheng was stunned for half a minute after hearing the news. Although he didn't know about Wang Tieniu, other people in the Wudi City Chamber of Commerce still told him a thing or two. In everyone's eyes, this is a fool, and a fool with extremely bad luck. What does Chu Xinghe mean by choosing such a fool? Did senior brother Xinghe really get a punch in the eye? No. Senior brother Xinghe is an extraordinary person. Not only is his strength amazing, but he is also thoughtful. If Wang Tieniu is a normal person, then it is possible that senior brother Xinghe has chosen the wrong person. But Wang Tieniu is a fool in everyone's eyes and has bad luck. There is no reason for senior brother Xinghe not to know about it, so senior brother Xinghe's move must have extraordinary significance. But what exactly is senior brother Xinghe thinking about? I can't guess. I really can't guess. Is there any news about Shaolin Mine? Zheng Yu looked at the steward. We have been working overtime to collect it, but what comes out so far is still waste rock. The steward looked worried. Don't worry, keep digging. Chu Xinghe will never hit the target without aim. Yes, that the steward took the order and left. In the next few days, the statement that Chu Xinghe was a big fool resounded throughout Lingqing, and all the sects had no scruples, and each one even said it openly. I think it's okay to say that Chu Xinghe is a big fool. The Haotian Sect is really in decline. This disciple is acting so recklessly outside and doesn't even take action. I really can't understand it. Hush, I heard, this Chu Xinghe is Gu Mingchao's illegitimate son. Really or not? Think about it yourself. TSK, it's interesting. The topic that Chu Xinghe was the illegitimate son of Gu Mingchao also spread. Everyone was waiting and watching to see how the Haotian Sect would step down this time. You are the #1 sect in the world, right? Your disciples behave recklessly, but the sect doesn't care. In the end, it angers the whole world, so I ask if you want the face of the #1 sect in the world. On this day, Tianyiling Mine, many energetic miner disciples are working hard in Tianyiling Mine. Second brother, we've been digging here for so many days and it's all waste rock. I'm afraid this mine is really going to die. Fart. If you talk nonsense again, I will tear your mouth apart. This place was personally chosen by senior brother Xinghe. How could it be wrong? Senior brother Xinghe has a sharp eye. It must be that we haven't dug into the place yet. That's right. I don't need to say more about how brother Xinghe treats us. Everyone, please work harder for me. Even if we dig through this spiritual mine, we must dig out the spiritual stones. Okay. Everyone, work harder. There's a spiritual mine here. Suddenly there was a shout from a distance, and then many people gathered around. I saw a minor disciple digging up a piece of waste rock, and behind the waste rock, a shimmering ore of spiritual stone appeared. Aura, this is aura. Only high-grade spiritual stones can have a shimmer. It was dug out. It was really dug out. Go and report it, that the news quickly reached Qin Xiangqian. After hearing the news, Qin Xiangqian was so excited that he ran to see it without even bothering to report to Chu Xinghe, but he was soon disappointed, because apart from this shimmering rough stone, there is still waste rock behind. Although a high-grade spiritual stone was produced, it still couldn't change the destiny of Tieni's spiritual mine. Let's keep digging. I still don't believe it. Yes, yes. Keep digging. It must be hidden deeper. That the minor disciples were not discouraged at all, but Qin Xiangqian sighed helplessly. Could it be that Brother Xinghe really made a mistake? But just as he was thinking, the deputy sent a piece of news that almost made Qin Xiangqian bleed. President, Wang Tieniu has understood the art of Midas and asked for some raw stones to practice Midas. What the hell? Qin Xiangqian was confused. Can Wang Tieniu understand the art of turning stones? Are you kidding me? Taking the people straight to Wang Tieniu's side, they saw Wang Tieniu standing in the yard from a distance. President, I have learned the art of Midas. Give me some spiritual stones and let me try it. Tieniu, are you sure you're not kidding me? I never lie. Wang Tieniu looked serious. Qin Xiangqian didn't say much, and directly arranged for people to get the rough stones. Be careful to get the worst ones so as not to waste them. Soon, the original stone was sent to Tieniu, and Qin Xiangqian signaled that Tieniu could start. Tieniu didn't waste any time. He took a few steps to the original stone, and a flash of inspiration flashed in his hand. It was really a touch of stone. When the inspiration fell on the original stone shook slightly, and the outer shell began to fall off one after another. The next second, a low-grade spiritual stone appeared in front of everyone, quiet. At this moment, the entire courtyard was quiet. Everyone's eyes widened and they scanned the spirit stones and Tieniu crazily. Midas stone, success. Really successful. Does Wang Tieniu really have a bit of talent? And it's not just an ordinary talent. How many days has it been since you got the Midas touch from Wang Tieniu? Without the guidance of any famous teacher, he only relied on the Midas touch to understand. This guy actually mastered the Midas touch. This is not outrageous anymore, this is outrageous. Tieniu continued to take action, and soon all the rough stones were picked out by Tieniu. When Tieniu finished all this, Qin Xiangqian was stupid again. What the hell? Tieniu's speed is too fast, right? Qin Xiangqian knew that ordinary stone masters were very slow in turning stones. After all, the stones were also consumed. Qin Xiangqian had never seen or heard of Tieniu's speed, but just when Qin Xiangqian was stunned by Tieniu's speed, the deputy spoke. President, the yield rate seems to be a bit high. The stone yield rate? There is a saying about the probability of turning stones into stones. Why do everyone turn to the Sure family to turn stones? Because the stone yield rate of the Sure family is around 70%, which means that at most only 30% of the spiritual stones handled by the Sure family are lost, and 70% will be retained. It's the highest, but looking at Tieniu now, his stone yield rate. It seems like 50%. The 50% stone yield rate sounds far worse than that of the Sure family, but Qin Xiangqian knows that the 70% stone yield rate refers to the level of the stone masters of the Sure family. Those people all grew up learning the art of turning stones, but what about Tieniu? How many days has it been since you learned self-taught? Previously Sure Zhongtian, the best disciple of the Sure family, claimed that the first time he touched stones, he achieved a 30% stone yield rate. For this reason, the Sure family had to post announcements all over the world to tell others that their family had a peerless genius. Generally speaking, if you can get a 10% or even 50% stone yield rate for the first time, you are a little genius. But Tieniu, the way Qin Xiangqian looked at Tieniu had changed. How could this be Tieniu? This was a golden bull. President, why are you looking at me like that? I know the stone extraction rate. My stone extraction rate is only 50%, which is embarrassing for senior brother Xinghe. But don't worry, I have studied it. As long as I practice for a few more days, the stone extraction rate will reach 90%. Should be no problem. 100% stone yield rate is more difficult. I need to practice for a few more years to achieve it. After Tieniu's words came out, the whole audience fell silent. Others will brag and make everyone believe it, but what Tieniu says is absolutely what it is. He said that he could definitely achieve 90% of the 90% achievement, and he said that he could definitely complete the 100% achievement if he could challenge it. Chu Xinghe felt that his blood pressure was a little high. In fact, not only him, but everyone in the entire courtyard who heard the news now has high blood pressure, especially Chu Xinghe, who came after hearing the news and happened to hear Tieniu's words. His eyes darkened and he almost died. Chapter 53. It's over, it's all fucking over. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chu Xinghe didn't recruit or offend anyone today, humming about a good life. I just sang happily and beat the gongs and drums to bring joy every year. I realized something was wrong. Why are you singing such an unlucky song again? But what are you afraid of? In this wave, Tieniu asked how he could lose. But before Chu Xinghe could continue singing, Yang came. Stars, stars, stars. Speak with your tongue straight. Senior brother Xinghe, Tieniu has understood the art of turning stones. Crack. Chu Xinghe fell off the stool. What the hell? Did Tieniu realize the Midas touch? You are telling me that you are crazy here, but soon Chu Xinghe was dragged all the way to the courtyard of the Haotian Chamber of Commerce by Yang, the lucky general, and what Tieniu said happened to be heard clearly by Chu Xinghe. What does it mean to have a black eye? Chu Xinghe really knew it today. Wang Tieniu. I, Chu Xinghe, treat you well. How ungrateful you are. Are you worthy of me? Senior brother Xinghe. I didn't disappoint you, did I? Wang Tieniu's tearful eyes were cute. No. No. Chu Xinghe's teeth were almost broken. Is this a question of disappointment or not? You are giving me a huge backhand. Did I, Chu Xinghe, dig up your ancestral graves? How could you do this to me? What about the idiot who was promised to be 1 in a million, or the one who was promised to be riddled with bad luck? You've accumulated all your luck over the years just to wait for this one to trick me, right? Although Chu Xinghe was almost mad at this moment, but when I saw Wang Tieniu's Midas touch with my own eyes, I was still shocked. The first time you touch the stone, there is a 50% chance of producing the stone. You don't need any guidance from famous teachers, you can figure it out yourself. It's just a matter of understanding. The Midas touch that Chu Xinghe bought is relatively low-end, but what about this guy Tieniu? That is simply a man born for the Midas touch. He was stunned to have thoroughly figured out this Midas touch in just a few days, and then improved it and upgraded it. With this improvement, the original ordinary stone-making technique has been directly sublimated. Chu Xinghe glanced at it and was so frightened that he almost dropped the Midas touch on the ground. Then he held Tieniu's improved Midas touch and presented it to Chu Xinghe with a look of horror on his face. Senior brother Xinghe, I swear. I only saw the first few words, and I didn't see any of the following content. I absolutely dare not reveal any content. Although Chu Xinghe only glanced at it, he already knew that this Midas touch book was no longer the Midas touch book he bought. Even if this Midas touch book was combined with the Shermen magic that had been passed down from generation to generation by the Sher family, it's a bit lacking compared to fear, and such a magical book must definitely be placed at the top of the Haotian Sect's most secret hidden power tower. If you look at something like this for yourself, it's not impossible for you to be killed and silenced. Chu Xinghe opened the Midas touch with a numb look on his face. Although he didn't understand the Midas touch, after just a few glances, Chu Xinghe knew that this was definitely a divine art. Wang Tieniu was born for the art of turning stones. If God had not given birth to him as King Tieniu, his touch would be like a long night. Although Yang and others were also curious as to what had been changed to this stone-making technique, none of them dared to go up and take a look. I am not senior brother Xinghe, and ordinary people would not like to see this kind of magic. If the sect's secrets were leaked, it would be a huge crime. Senior brother Xinghe, don't worry, I will never dare to teach this stone-making technique to anyone other than our Haotian Sect members. Although Wang Tieniu was stunned, he also knew that he had done something extraordinary. But Wang Tieniu is not proud at all. because he feels that he is where he is today thanks to senior brother Xinghe. How do you say that a dog from 1,000 miles away is easy to find, but an uncle is hard to find? Aren't you just 1,000-mile dog? Senior brother Xinghe is uncle. However, Wang Tieniu will not be proud at all because of his small achievements. On the contrary, he believes that he must continue to work hard. Only in this way can he not waste all the hard work of brother Xinghe. My lifelong goal is to follow brother Xinghe. Chu Xinghe patted Wang Tieniu on the shoulder, his face full of seriousness. Wang Tieniu felt the expectations of senior brother Xinghe for his future. Hold on. Wang Tieniu was an accident. It will not affect the overall situation. Chu Xinghe kept comforting himself in his heart. He had to be as steady as an old dog. Wang Tieniu couldn't come back. The results of so many days of trying to commit suicide are not easy to break. But just when Chu Xinghe opened his mouth to perform Wang Tieniu, an exclamation suddenly came from the distance. Something happened. Something big happened. Something happened. Chu Xinghe was overjoyed. Finally there was good news. President, senior brother Xinghe is here too. Something happened at the Tienie spirit mine. What happened? Chu Xinghe was shocked. Just now, a minor disciple accidentally dug a crack, and the spiritual mine collapsed. Damn it. Great joy. Chu Xinghe's mood that was depressed by Wang Tieniu just now cleared up instantly. Emperor Tian will live up to his hard work, and if you are successful in life, you must be happy. Welcome the new year with joy and laughter, and have this day every year. Chu Xinghe almost sang it. But on the surface, he looked eager. Quick. Go and save people. Then, regardless of the person who reported the news, he dragged everyone to the Tienie mine. By the time Chu Xinghe arrived at Tienie mine, the entire Tienie mine was already surrounded by water. Get out of the way. Qin Xiangqian shouted, and the miners around him also saw Chu Xinghe. Brother Xinghe. Congratulations, brother Xinghe. Brother Xinghe. You have a keen eye. Great news, brother Xinghe. Chu Xinghe was almost shocked by the random words of a group of miners. Did I show too much just now and get discovered by them? But there was no time to explain, as Chu Xinghe had already entered the Tienie spiritual mine. It collapsed. It really collapsed. The mine tunnel of the Tienie spiritual mine collapsed directly downwards for dozens of meters, and another entrance appeared. Everyone filed in, but the imagined scene of the mine being blocked and people being crushed to death did not appear, when everyone walked forward for dozens of meters along the new mine. Swish! A burst of white light almost blinded everyone's eyes. Spiritual light. A full eye of spiritual light shone out from the mine in front. The mine cave, which was supposed to be dark, was now blindingly bright. Countless miners and disciples stood in the mine cave, stunned, but they were not the only ones stunned, but also everyone who came in. Spiritual light. It's all spiritual light, top grade, all top grade spiritual stones. We're rich, we're rich. Qin Xiangqian seemed to be possessed at this moment, but not only was he possessed, but all the people from the Haotian Sect who followed him were possessed. It's not that they haven't seen spiritual mines before, but they have never seen or heard of a spiritual mine with so many top-grade spiritual stones gathered together. There are 7 colors of light over there, that I don't know who shouted, and the next second everyone looked in the direction, and sure enough, 7 colors of light. 7 colors of light that can only appear with top-grade spiritual stones. Top-grade spiritual stones. There are countless cases where a spiritual mine has been dug to death but no top-grade spiritual stones have been found, and even if there are, they are very rare. But now, looking around, the wall over there is full of 7 color light, all of them are top-grade spiritual stones. God bless Haotian. Mao Yang took the lead and shouted, and the next second, the entire mine, whether it was the people of Haotian Chamber of Commerce, the inner disciples of Haotian Sect, or the miners, all shouted. God bless Haotian. God bless senior brother Xinghe. God bless you. Chu Xinghe felt like a mouthful of blood spurted out at this time. This must be a dream. Quick! Sing when you wake up from the dream. I want to wake up, I don't want to dream. But the fact proved that this was not a dream, because Tieniu rushed into the raw stone of the spiritual stone in 3 steps, and with one hand, the raw stone was mined. Immediately, the light of the top-grade spiritual stone appeared in front of everyone. Tieniu grabbed the 7-color raw stone again, and made another move. The top-grade 7-color spiritual stone came into being. Quiet, the whole mine was quiet, and everyone's eyes were red when they looked at the spiritual stone pointed out by Tieniu. Wan Lin couldn't stop crying. Brother Xinghe. As expected, Brother Xinghe is right. This Tienie spiritual mine is the best in the world. With Wan Lin's voice, everyone reacted, and when they looked at Chu Xinghe with a calm face, everyone was moved. When Brother Xinghe said he wanted to buy the Tienie spiritual mine, many of them thought that Brother Xinghe was crazy. Some even thought he was a fool, but Brother Xinghe didn't hesitate at all and bought the Tienie spiritual mine. At that time, some people thought, why didn't Brother Xinghe explain it to everyone? At this moment, seeing everything here, everyone knows it. It's not that I won't explain it. It's that I can't explain it. If anyone knew the situation here, if anyone leaked a little bit, could the Shi family sell the Tienie spiritual mine? This is the most terrifying spiritual mine discovered so far. Brother Xinghe. It has to be Brother Xinghe. Even though he had been cursed for so many days, and even though he was slandered by all kinds of rumors, Senior Brother Xinghe did not make any excuses. Senior Brother Xinghe must have been waiting for this day. Finally, this day has come. Senior Brother Xinghe also proved with facts how sharp his eyes are and how unfathomable he is. The outside world insults me, scolds me, and hurts me, but I don't care, because the final result will always let people know who is the man standing at the highest point. Senior Brother Xinghe's realm has indeed reached a height that no one can reach. Qin Xuanjian was in tears. He had doubted Senior Brother Xinghe, but today, he was completely convinced. From today on, no one can shake me from following Senior Brother Xinghe's footsteps. No wonder Senior Brother Xinghe treated the minor disciples so well. It's not that he didn't think that the sect would be damaged, but he stood at a height that none of us could reach. He already knew the secret of Tienie Spirit Mine. With Tienie Spirit Mine, even if we give more minor disciples higher treatment, what does it matter? With this spiritual mine, the sect will not suffer any loss, and the annual spiritual stones will probably increase many times. Senior Brother Xinghe is so great. With Senior Brother Xinghe, why worry about our Haotian sect not prospering? Chapter 54, with the power of one person, he can manipulate the whole world at his fingertips. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The Tienie Ling mine exploded. Not Xiaobang. It's a huge explosion. Today is a day recorded in the history of Haotian Sect, the history of the clan records that on October 10, 8562 in the Liang calendar, the Haotian Sect, under the guidance of Chu Xinghe, the most outstanding disciple in history, obtained the Tienie Spirit Mine. This spiritual mine was the largest in the history of Liang continent. Chu Xinghe didn't know how he came out of the spiritual mine. It's over, it's all over. I was as fierce as a tiger in one operation, but in the end I lost 205. Tienie spiritual mine has suddenly become the #1 spiritual mine in the world from a well-known waste mine. Wang Tieniu also jumped from a big fool to a man who opened up a new era of the art of turning stones. Only Chu Xinghe failed to draw water from a bamboo basket. After working so hard for so many days, I ended up making a wedding dress for someone. Naturally, the news about Tienie Ling mine cannot be concealed. When the news spread, the entire Lingqing fell silent. The first reaction of everyone who got the news was that this is absolutely nonsense, but the Tienie spiritual mine is in Lingqing, and everyone ran to watch like crazy. When they saw baskets of super spiritual stones shining with spiritual light and 7-color light being carried out, everyone's eyes were straightened. A few people even wanted to rob it on the spot. Fortunately, I calmed down. Spiritual stones are precious, but life is even more valuable. Rob the Haotian sect? This is not crazy. This is the way to die. If you dare to steal the Haotian Sect's spiritual stone today, tomorrow Gu Mingqiao will chase you through the void and hide in the awesome, but you will not be able to escape death. This should belong to our Shi family. Others were fine, but the Shi family was devastated. The kind of hemorrhage, I heard that when the head of the Shi family heard the news, he couldn't breathe and vomited 2 ounces of blood on the spot. Our Shi family won't sell it. We won't sell it anymore. Tienie Ling mine belongs to us. The head of the Shi family shouted loudly before he passed out. Although everyone in the Shi family wanted to say this, they knew it would be useless. Are you telling Haotian Sect now that you won't sell it? Believe it or not, tomorrow the Haotian Sect will let all the more than 3,000 members of the Shi family die on the spot. What do you think Haotian Sect is? Soft persimmon. They had a lot of trouble with the Haotian Sect, and later they didn't even have any grass on their graves, because they died so tragically that they couldn't even collect the bodies for burial. The Shi family doesn't have the courage, and they don't dare to have the courage. Blood from various sects flowed all over the ground. People who heard this blood were so angry that they vomited blood. When Chu Xinghe set a record for buying the Tienie Ling mine in the shortest time, how many people jumped out and pointed at Chu Xinghe and shouted, "You idiot!" At that time, everyone felt that Chu Xinghe's brain was screwed up by the door panel, but at this moment, everyone realized that it was not Chu Xinghe who was caught by the door panel, but us. Our brains were caught in the door panel. Tienie spiritual mine, the best spiritual mine in the world. The Haotian Sect claimed to have bought it at a sky-high price, and everyone shouted that the Haotian Sect was losing blood, but then everyone realized that it was a sky-high price. So it's just a cabbage price, okay? What's the difference between giving it away for free? Now that the head of the Shi family saw the original contract, he was so angry that he ate the contract. Is Chu Xinghe a big fool? We are the complete fools. In the headquarters of Emperor Wu's city in Lingcheng, the steward looked at Tieniu, who looked shocked. Chu Xinghe is truly unfathomable. He has single-handedly manipulated everyone in the world. I am not as good as him. Tieniu, who had always been arrogant, was dejected at this moment. Senior brother Tieniu, don't be so decadent. Although we didn't get the Tienie spiritual mine, the small mine also exploded. Although the vein is small, it has the same effect as the Tienie spiritual mine. The spiritual stones inside almost killed me. My eyes are blinded. That the steward was really convinced now. Everyone in the world is mocking Chu Xinghe, but senior brother Tieniu has always believed that Chu Xinghe is unfathomable. There was a time when I thought that senior brother Tieniu was possessed. Now it seems that it's not that senior brother Tieniu is obsessed, it's that he is too naive. Chu Xinghe is really, as senior brother Tieniu said, unfathomable. He single-handedly manipulated the world at his fingertips. When had the Shi family ever fallen so hard? When have all the sects in the world been played with like this? But Chu Xinghe did it. He said nothing, but he seemed to be a man sitting on the highest throne, laughing at the turmoil in the world. I remain unmoved. With such a charming appearance, even those in charge would inevitably be fascinated by her, the number one person of the younger generation. He really is the number one person. Not only his strength, but also his mind is terrifying to the extreme. Every move he makes seems to be a random operation, but in retrospect at this moment, every move is like a wild and unconstrained move, making it impossible to detect the slightest trace. By the time you react a little, he has already won. Although Emperor Wu's city was also envious and jealous, senior brother Tieniu was so smart that he could predict Chu Xinghe's trajectory in advance. Now, besides Haotian Sect, Emperor City Wu has become the second biggest winner. Tienie Ling mine shocked the world, but what happened to Wang Tieniu shocked everyone. If heaven had not given birth to my king Tieniu, the stone would last forever like a long night. A man who understood and even created a new Midas touch without the guidance of a teacher, a godlike being who can achieve a 50% stone yield rate with the first touch of stone. At first, Haotian Sect said that it wanted to train its own stone-pointing masters. Everyone thought that Haotian Sect was crazy and Chu Xinghe was drunk, but at this moment, everyone was hit by a loud slap. Wang Tieniu told everyone with facts that Chu Xinghe was not only powerful but also intelligent, but also had a keen eye for people. Haotian Sect not only got the Tienie spirit mine, but also produced a super stone-pointing master like Wang Tieniu. With Wang Tieniu's qualifications, it won't take many years for Haotian Sect to no longer need to rely on the outside world and can easily complete the stone pointing. But thinking about it carefully, it's not Wang Tieniu who is terrifying, but Chu Xinghe. This person is unfathomable. The news didn't stay for too long and finally came to Haotian Sect. In the Haotian Hall, not only the heads of each palace, but all the elders were present today. But at this moment, the Haotian Hall was as quiet as death. Everyone was still digesting the news from Lingcheng. Buying Tianie's spiritual mine. Everyone thinks he is a fool. Improving the treatment of the miners has attracted various sects to make moves, and the Sure family has revealed their ugly faces. Choosing Wang Tieniu has made the whole world laugh. Every move made by Xinghe is beyond everyone's expectations, and now, Tianie's spiritual mine is the best spiritual mine in the world. Even if Haotian Sect improves the treatment of all miners, the income will still be several times higher than in the past. Train Wang Tieniu, the future master of stone pointing, and improve a stone pointing magic for the sect. Tell me, what should we say about Xinghe? Although the sect leader said what to say about him, the smile on his face was infinitely close to the chrysanthemum face of the Great Elder. As for the Great Elder, he didn't say a word at this moment. In this case, it was enough to keep his demeanor. The other elders shook their heads one after another. Shaking their heads was not because they felt bad, but because they were sighing to themselves. Xinghe had done so many things before, and we had doubted him a little bit. Now it seems, we were totally wrong. Xinghe is, simply perfect. God bless Haotian, that I don't know which elder shouted, and all the elders echoed. The smile on the face of the sect master never disappeared. At this moment, he felt that he was the most wise and powerful person, and he was not wrong about him. Even when everyone thought that Chu Xinghe might do something wrong, he still supported Chu Xinghe. And the fact proved that Xinghe did not disappoint people. The whole Haotian Sect was boiling after the news came. The previous series of news made the Haotian Sect a little nervous, and even because some people suspected Chu Xinghe, the disciples of Lingyi Palace fought with others. They were punished for this, but now the people who were beaten came to apologize. We are really ashamed for our presumptuous suspicion of junior brother Xinghe. Humph. Now you know. Junior brother Xinghe is unfathomable. How can you ordinary people see through him? We will personally apologize to junior brother Xinghe. No need, don't you know junior brother Xinghe? Will he bear grudges? Will he be angry because of your suspicion? He won't. Junior brother Xinghe is a man of excellent character. You just need to take care of yourself in the future. Hearing the words of the disciples of Lingyi Palace, everyone was even more ashamed. Yes, how could we forget that junior brother Xinghe is a man of excellent character? How could he be angry because of our suspicion? The whole Haotian Sect was shocked by the news of Lingcheng. Alas, I should have gone to Lingcheng with senior brother Xinghe. I really regret missing such a grand event. Yes, I should have asked to go if I knew. Senior brother Xinghe would definitely not refuse. What a pity. Outer Sect, after beating Chu Xinghe, Fathead Fish also told Chu Xinghe the news. Humph. Chu Xinghe, you little thief, you are both from Kaoshan village, but how can you be so different in your conduct? Look at you, and then look at senior brother Xinghe. You are really a role model for our generation. Chu Xinghe vomited blood. He didn't vomit so much blood even when he was beaten by a fathead fish. Chu Xinghe is a thief, two-faced, hypocritical, despicable, and cunning. You have all been fooled. He is just a despicable villain. Hey! How dare you slander senior brother Xinghe? If I don't beat you today, your face will be full of peach blossoms. Don't you know why the flowers are so red? No one knows how long the beating lasted, but the peach blossoms must have bloomed. I don't know about the chrysanthemums. Lingcheng, in the Haotian Sect's residence, Chu Xinghe lay on the rocking chair with no desire to live, and the creaking rocking chair told Chu Xinghe's inner sorrow. Brother Xinghe. Alas. I'm a step too late. Brother Xinghe asked me to buy the entire Tienie spiritual mine, but I forgot that there was a small spiritual mine. I made a mistake and regretted it forever. I just got the news that the small spiritual mine was bought by Tieniu from Woody City. I miscalculated. The lucky General Chu Xinghe finally brought a little bit of good news. Buzz. Just as Chu Xinghe finished speaking, the compass of misfortune began to turn. There is a reward for this? Chu Xinghe was stunned. And the subsequent reward made Chu Xinghe's hopeless mood calm down a little bit. Chapter 55. This matter has nothing to do with my Haotian sect. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chu Xinghe had lost all hope, but the doomed compass that suddenly started to spin gave him a glimmer of hope. What the hell? He lost so badly in this round, and there was still a reward. Soon the pointer of the doomed compass stopped. At the same time, a powerful force was released from the doomed compass, and Chu Xinghe felt his whole body tremble. Then his cultivation level had directly jumped from the peak of the 3rd grade to the 4th grade, and directly hit the peak of the 4th grade martial master. Damn! So cool! Chu Xinghe was happy and painful at this moment. Chu Xinghe felt relieved to have completed a large grade jump directly, but at the same time, it also made Chu Xinghe realize how much blood he had lost this time. If Tieni's spirit mine had not let him down, then he would have soared directly to the realm of the 6th grade martial king or even the 7th grade martial saint this time. But it was too late to say anything now. The reason why the Doom Compass gave him an upgrade this time was probably because of the news brought by the lucky General Chu Xinghe just now. Tieniu was also good at picking up leaks. A small mine with the same origin as Tieni's spirit mine was taken, so the Doom Compass assumed that this should have belonged to Haotian Sect, but it became a loss because of Tieniu's action. Brother Xinghe, the cooperation between various sects and our Haotian Sect has also begun. Chu Xinghe stabbed Chu Xinghe again. What the hell? Aren't these bastards trying to isolate us? Why are they cooperating again? Chu Xinghe felt very upset. What about the agreed isolation? What about the agreed non-cooperation? What about the agreed continued retaliation? Can you guys have some billion? Brother Xinghe, you don't know that this time, Brother Xinghe took over Tieni's spirit mine. The top-grade spirit stones produced by Tieni's spirit mine are scarce for all families. They are all worried that they can't get top-grade spirit stones from our Haotian sect, so how dare they negotiate with us? Chu Xinghe was very excited. When the major sects in the world united to isolate Haotian sect, Chu Xinghe was actually very worried. What can I do? But Chu Xinghe never dreamed that senior brother Xinghe had already planned and won the battle thousands of miles away. When this top-grade spirit stone came out, all the sects bowed their heads. In the past, when cooperating with the sects had to put forward these and those conditions, but now it's different, let alone their conditions. Now they don't even have the qualifications to bargain with the various conditions of Haotian Sect. It's completely what Haotian Sect says. Chu Xinghe has never negotiated such a smooth deal in all these years. There is no need for any intrigue or thinking too much. It's just that Haotian Sect is responsible for putting forward conditions, and other sects are responsible for agreeing. Chu Xinghe was happy, and Chu Xinghe cried. Bad news came one after another, which made Chu Xinghe very angry. Get me all the top-grade spirit stones produced, and I will bring them back to the sect as gifts for everyone. Chu Xinghe gritted his teeth, and the sects didn't want billion, and you still wanted to get top-grade spirit stones. Wait. Brother Xinghe, don't worry. All the top-grade spiritual stones produced in this batch have been packed. If the sects want to get the top-grade spiritual stones, it will be next year. Chu Xinghe smiled and handed a Qianquan ring to Chu Xinghe. Holding the Qianquan ring and looking at the top-grade spiritual stones shining inside, Chu Xinghe felt a little relieved. After seeing off the lucky General Chu Xinghe rested for a day. Taking advantage of this day, Chu Xinghe also went to the spiritual mine for a tour. He specifically told the miners of the spiritual mine not to waste their cultivation because of mining. Mines can be mined at any time, and cultivation is important. Countless miners were grateful for Brother Xinghe's instructions. Listen, this is our Brother Xinghe. Other spiritual mines are worried that the miners will be lazy, and they all require the miners to complete their tasks before they can use their time to practice. But looking at Brother Xinghe again, we don't need to work too hard and practice well. faced with such a reasonable senior brother Xinghe, countless miners swore that they would never abandon mining for cultivation. Senior brother Xinghe treated us so well, we must not let senior brother Xinghe down. Then Chu Xinghe went to visit Wang Tieniu again. Good guy. In just a few days, Tieniu has made great progress in the art of turning stones. Now Tieniu's stone turning rate has reached 70%, which is on par with the Shi family. Tieniu was not excited at all about this, but repeatedly said that his progress was too slow. Senior brother Xinghe gave him such an opportunity and valued him so much, could he let senior brother Xinghe down? He had to grow up in the shortest time, surpass the Shi family completely, and make the stone-turning art of Haotian Sect the best in the world. Tieniu not only worked hard himself, but also accepted more than 10 disciples in the past few days. These disciples were Tieniu's former friends, and they all looked not very smart, but Tieniu's luck, which had been dormant for so many years, exploded wildly in just a few days. Among the disciples selected by Tieniu, except for a few with relatively poor talents, all of them were extremely talented in the art of turning stones, and even the few with relatively poor talents were at least comparable to the geniuses of the Shi family. Chu Xinghe became even more angry after listening to Wang Tieniu's report. Sure enough, Lingqing is a big pit. Nothing good has happened since I came to Lingqing, so Chu Xinghe did not choose to stay in Lingqing any longer, but prepared to leave. Qin Xiangqian personally sent Chu Xinghe and the others to the teleportation array. Not only Qin Xiangqian, but all the high-level executives of Haotian Chamber of Commerce came. Although Chu Xinghe has not been here for a long time, every move he makes has become an investment recorded in the history of Haotian Chamber of Commerce. Although senior brother Xinghe has been here for a short time, what he left behind is enough for us to learn for a lifetime. Not only the high-level executives of Haotian Chamber of Commerce, but also the miners gathered to send senior brother Xinghe off. Many miners were in tears, shouting for senior brother Xinghe to come often. Come often. I will not come often. I will come less often in the future. Amid the farewell of countless people, Chu Xinghe walked out of Lingqing. Wan Lin, Mao Yang and others followed behind Chu Xinghe and were discussing that they must tell every junior brother and sister about their trip to Lingqing after returning this time, so that they would know how far-sighted senior brother Xinghe was. Chu Xinghe was stabbed again. The teleportation array was not far from Lingqing, and everyone quickly came to the teleportation array. However, the person in charge of setting up the teleportation array was still busy, so they might have to wait a little longer. After telling Qin Xiangqian to come to him if he encountered any trouble in the future, Chu Xinghe also let Qin Xiangqian leave. Looking at Qin Xiangqian's look of turning back every 3 steps, Chu Xinghe was speechless again. After seeing Qin Xiangqian off, everyone rested on the spot and waited for the teleportation array to open. Just as Chu Xinghe was reflecting on what he had done wrong on his trip to Lingqing, a sound of fighting suddenly came from a distance. Senior brother Xinghe, I'll go and see. Mao Yang, who was born to love to join in the fun, took the initiative to ask for it. Stay, I'll go. Chu Xinghe glared at Mao Yang. You're going. You're going to go. As the saying goes, less is more. What if there is an opportunity that can cause losses to the sect, and you go first? What should I do? After asking everyone to stay where they are, Chu Xinghe moved towards the direction where the fighting sound came from. Soon, Chu Xinghe found the source of the sound. Take a closer look. Good guy. Tieniu. At this moment, Tieniu was bathed in fire, leading a group of disciples from Woody City to fight with a group of black-clothed people. However, the number of black-clothed people was obviously higher than that of Woody City. Although Tieniu was very strong, the black-clothed people were obviously stronger. Tieniu and his team had been surrounded by layers, and they were about to be wiped out. Senior brother Xinghe, Tieniu, who was in a bloody battle, didn't know how he found Chu Xinghe. Seeing Chu Xinghe appear at this time, Tieniu was overjoyed. Chu Xinghe's appearance here means that people from Haotian Sect are also here. At this time, people from Haotian Sect are here, and they will definitely be able to save them. Tieniu was overjoyed and called for Chu Xinghe to rescue him. The black-clothed men also found Chu Xinghe's location and were shocked, but just when the black-clothed men were worried about the appearance of Chu Xinghe shouted, I'm just passing by. You continue, this matter has nothing to do with my Haotian Sect. After that, Chu Xinghe ran away without looking back. The black-clothed men. Tieniu. Everyone was stunned. What the hell was this? Originally, the black-clothed men were a little panicked when the people of Haotian Sect appeared, but now the people of Haotian Sect turned around and ran away without saying a word when they saw the people of Wudi City being surrounded and killed. What does it mean? They have seen people who are afraid of death, but they have never heard of such a person who is so afraid of death. Is this still the Haotian Sect they know? Where is the world's #1 sect? Where is the same blood? Tieniu was really stupid. He had already prepared for Chu Xinghe to rescue them, but he never expected that senior brother Xinghe would abandon them and ignore them. But just when everyone was stunned, the man at the outermost edge of the black-clothed men who had never made a move had a gleam in his eyes. Everyone! Give up the people from Wudi City and catch him. He is Chu Xinghe from Haotian Sect. That with this shout, the black-clothed man soared into the air and chased Chu Xinghe with the wind, flying with the wind. 7th grade martial saint. Chu Xinghe, who pretended to be afraid of death, was also dumbfounded. What the hell? You guys are fighting well with Wudi City. I'm just passing by. What do you mean by giving up Wudi City and catching me? And what the hell is there about a 7th grade martial saint? But now Chu Xinghe couldn't care less. All the black-clothed men gave up the people from Wudi City and chased Chu Xinghe. Tieniu, disciple of Wudi City. Just like that, the people of Wudi City who were originally surrounded and killed were left behind, and everyone went to chase Chu Xinghe. Tieniu's eyes were filled with tears. It turned out that senior brother Xinghe was not afraid of death. He was using this method to lead the enemy away for the people of Wudi City. Chapter 56. Something really big happened. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chu Xinghe said that he was screwed. I just came to watch the fun and pretend to be afraid of death. It would be better if Tieniu stayed here today. If there was a surviving disciple from Wudi City who ran out and told the situation today, then as a disciple of Haotian Sect, facing the disciples of Wudi City being surrounded and killed, the fear of death would spread all over the world in a short time. At that time, people would not say that Chu Xinghe was afraid of death. People would say that the people of Haotian Sect were afraid of death and Haotian Sect did not help them. This would bring a huge blow to the sect. Originally, Chu Xinghe wanted to ask how I lost this time, but now Chu Xinghe knows. What do you mean by abandoning the people from Wudi City to chase me? And that 7th grade martial saint? You didn't do anything to the people from Wudi City just now, and you didn't do anything to Tieniu, so why are you chasing me with all your life? Although speechless, Chu Xinghe was not stupid. The direction of escape at this time was not the direction of the teleportation array. After all, Ma Liang and the others were still there. If he really ran to that direction, it would be troublesome for them, not to mention whether he could escape, so the direction Chu Xinghe chose to escape at this time was Lingqing. As long as he could run into Lingqing, not to mention the 7th grade martial saint, the 8th grade martial master would never dare to catch him in Lingqing. But just half a minute later, Chu Xinghe realized that he was too naive. The 7th grade martial saint walked in the air, and after a few rises and falls, he was behind him. The martial saint's eyes were shining, and the look he gave Chu Xinghe was like a stinky gangster seeing the goddess he had been thinking about day and night. Stripped naked and lying there. Chu Xinghe, where are you running? The martial saint's palm flashed with black air, and instantly turned into a black big hand and grabbed Chu Xinghe. Don't do it. I surrender. That when the black hand was about to catch Chu Xinghe stopped. The martial saint never expected Chu Xinghe to stop. He didn't even have time to break. He rushed forward for dozens of meters before stopping. The other men in black also chased up from behind and surrounded Chu Xinghe in an instant. Don't do it, my dear. I surrender. I surrender. Chu Xinghe squatted down with his head in his arms. This scene made all the men in black stunned. They were from the Demon Shadow Sect. They originally planned to ambush and capture Tieniu today, but they never expected to accidentally encounter Chu Xinghe, a super big fish. Compared with Chu Xinghe, Tieniu is nothing. Recently, Chu Xinghe has been famous in all directions. Even the people of the Demon Shadow Sect have heard about it so many times. Chu Xinghe, the first person of the young generation. Chu Xinghe, the pride of the Haotian Sect. It is absolutely a great thing to catch Chu Xinghe today, the Demon Shadow Sect. Was even prepared for Chu Xinghe to fight to the death, but what the hell is it that you surrender in 1 second? Is this still the Haotian Sect that everyone knows? Is this really the best of the younger generation? Meng Yong, the 7th grade martial Saint Demon King, was also a little suspicious. Logically speaking, how could someone like Chu Xinghe be afraid of death? Is this guy really Chu Xinghe? But after coming to Chu Xinghe and observing him up and down for a long time, Meng Yong was sure, the clothes on Chu Xinghe's body that belonged to the direct disciples of the Haotian Sect must not be fake, and because Chu Xinghe has been too sharp these days, the Demon Shadow Sect naturally got Chu Xinghe's portrait. After Meng Yong took out his own portrait and compared it repeatedly, he was sure that the person in front of him was definitely Chu Xinghe himself. Take him away, Meng Yong gave an order, and a group of men in black rushed up. In an instant, Chu Xinghe was directly controlled and then put in a sack. Meng Yong left in a hurry with the people of the Demon Shadow Sect. Less than a minute after Meng Yong left, Tieniu also rushed over with the people of Wudi City. Looking at the traces left by the group of black-clothed men after they left, Tieniu was shocked. Something big happened. Senior brother Xinghe was caught. After all, facing the 7th grade martial saint, senior brother Xinghe had no qualifications to resist at all. Looking at the direction where senior brother Xinghe fled, Tieniu was sure at this moment, senior brother Xinghe was not afraid of death, nor was he a person who would not help others. Senior brother Xinghe deliberately helped Wudi City to lead away the people of the Demon Shadow Sect. Today, Tieniu and his team were also planning to return to Wudi City by teleportation, but they never expected that they would encounter an ambush by the Demon Shadow Sect as soon as they arrived here. Tieniu thought that they were finished today. Wudi City fought desperately, but just when they were about to give up, senior brother Xinghe appeared and led away the people of the Demon Shadow Sect in this way. The reason why senior brother Xinghe deliberately led them away instead of being afraid of death is because of the direction senior brother Xinghe fled. If senior brother Xinghe was really afraid of death, he should have fled to the disciples of Haotian Sect, but senior brother Xinghe was obviously heading towards Lingqing. He wanted to go to Lingqing for help, but senior brother Xinghe's cultivation was there. Facing a 7th grade demon king, he had no time to escape to Lingqing. Bang! Tieniu crushed the Emperor Wu order in his hand. In an instant, countless spiritual lights shot up into the sky. This was the way Emperor Wu City asked for help. Because the battle was too intense just now, Tieniu didn't even have time to crush the Emperor Wu order, but at this moment, Tieniu knew that something big had happened. In order to rescue them, senior brother Xinghe was captured by the people of the Demon Shadow Sect. If senior brother Xinghe really got into trouble, he, Tieniu, would never redeem himself. What's going on? Soon, the surrounding disciples of the Haotian Sect rushed over under the leadership of Ma Liang and Wan Lin. After all, after the Emperor Wu's order was crushed, the news would spread instantly, and everyone around would see it. Tieniu. Ma Liang recognized Tieniu. What happened to senior brother Tieniu? Wan Lin also asked. Something happened. Senior brother Xinghe was captured by the people of the Demon Shadow Sect. As soon as Tieniu said this, all the people of the Haotian Sect were dumbfounded. What the hell? Didn't senior brother Xinghe go to check the situation just now? Why was he captured? But soon they knew what happened from Tieniu. The disciples of the Emperor Wu City were surrounded and killed by the Demon Shadow Sect. Chu Xinghe was fearless in the face of danger and led the people of the Demon Shadow Sect away alone. Unfortunately, the other side had a 7th grade demon king, and senior brother Xinghe could not resist at all and was captured by the Demon Shadow Sect. You. Tieniu. Wan Lin almost fainted after hearing what Tieniu said. But isn't what Tieniu described exactly what senior brother Xinghe has always done? Senior brother Xinghe is a righteous man who never stands by and does not help others. He loves to help others the most, but today senior brother Xinghe lost himself because of the people of Wudi City. Ma Liang said nothing, and took out the sect's disciple order directly at this time, and crushed it on the spot without saying a word. Not only Ma Liang, but all the disciples of Haotian Sect took out their own disciple orders and crushed them. The disciple order has the ability to communicate with the sect. At this time, Ma Liang crushed the disciple order, and the sect would immediately know that the disciples were in trouble. What's going on? In Lingqing, several streams of light flew in the air. It was the people of Wudi City. In addition to the people of Wudi City, people from various major sects obviously received the news of the broken Wudi order and rushed here. Something happened. Something big happened. Senior brother Xinghe was captured by the Demon Shadow Sect. Tieniu was no longer as calm as usual at this moment. He was panicked as if he had lost his eggs. Countless strong men came from Lingqing, and after hearing what Tieniu said, everyone's eyes went dark. Something big happened. This is really a big thing. Chu Xinghe was captured by the Demon Shadow Sect. Damn. Is there anything bigger than this in Lingqing? Who is Chu Xinghe? If the Haotian Sect knew this news, it would be a big deal. If Chu Xinghe really had something happen, the Haotian Sect would have to pierce the sky. No one needs to speak at all. At this time, all the strong men are scattered, and everyone has only one goal, to find Chu Xinghe. Save Chu Xinghe immediately. At all costs. Qin Xiangqian also came with the masters of the Haotian Sect in Lingqing, but after hearing the news, Qin Xiangqian's eyes went dark and he knelt on the ground on the spot. Quick! Notify everyone in Lingqing, all go out. If you can't find brother Xinghe, no one will be alive. Qin Xiangqian's order quickly spread throughout Lingqing, and Lingqing was completely turned upside down for a while. What? Senior brother Xinghe was captured by the Demon Shadow Sect. Everyone go find senior brother Xinghe immediately. Damn Demon Shadow Sect. How dare they capture senior brother Xinghe? All the people in the entire Lingqing Haotian Sect went out without leaving a single one behind. Nothing is more important than the safety of senior brother Xinghe. Not only the Haotian Sect, but also the people in Wudi City did not leave anyone behind after the news spread. This time, Chu Xinghe was captured by the Demon Shadow Sect in order to save Tieniu and the people in Wudi City. The people in Wudi City also looked unbelievable when they heard the news, but they knew that everyone could ignore this matter. But Wudi City absolutely could not, even if something happened to Chu Xinghe, Wudi City would definitely be to blame. All the people in Wudi City went out and frantically searched for Chu Xinghe in all directions. Other sects were not idle either. Chu Xinghe was different from ordinary disciples of the Haotian Sect. If a team of elite disciples of the Haotian Sect were all ambushed by the Demon Shadow Sect or even annihilated today, the Haotian Sect would be furious and would go to the Demon Shadow Sect to claim the blood debt. But if something happens to Chu Xinghe, then it's not a matter of getting back the blood debt. The Haotian Sect is afraid that it will fight to the death with the Demon Shadow Sect. The outside world says that Chu Xinghe is the most outstanding disciple of the Haotian Sect in the past 400 years, and even surpasses the existence of the 10th generation Haotian Emperor. The Haotian Sect also trains Chu Xinghe as the future leader of the Haotian Sect. This can be seen from everything that happened when Chu Xinghe came to Lingqing. Chu Xinghe's series of actions that everyone thought were outrageous. But the Haotian Sect not only did not interrupt him, but also supported him. All the time, even if it was a loss, the Haotian Sect didn't care. What does this mean? It is clear that Chu Xinghe is being trained with the resources and losses of the sect. It's good if Chu Xinghe succeeds, but even if Chu Xinghe fails, the sect will pay such a high price to teach him a lesson without any hesitation. Such a Chu Xinghe is now captured by the Demon Shadow Sect, and it's because of the Wudi City. If Chu Xinghe gets into trouble, with the tyranny of the Haotian Sect, it is estimated that Wudi City will suffer as well. The entire Lingqing is completely turned upside down. No matter what happens, put it aside and go looking for Chu Xinghe. If you can't find Chu Xinghe, then wait for the thundering wrath of the Haotian Sect. It is not impossible for the Haotian Sect to flatten the entire Lingmai mountain in anger. Chapter 57. 2 orders were issued simultaneously, shocking the world. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lingqing exploded. Mining, business, even a panting dog would have to be slapped and go out to find Chu Xinghe. Haotian Sect. At this time, in front of the Haotian mirror, Mao Yang and others finally got in touch with the Haotian Sect because they all crushed the disciple orders. Sect Master Gu Mingqiao contacted Mao Yang with the Haotian mirror, but when he heard what Mao Yang said, Gu Mingqiao almost sat on the ground. What did you say? Gu Mingqiao's eyes were red. Sect Master. Senior brother Xinghe was captured by the people of the Demon Shadow Sect because he rescued the people of Wudi City. Now his whereabouts are unknown and his life or death is unknown. Gu Mingqiao felt dizzy. Ring the bell. All the elders and disciples of the Haotian Sect come to the Haotian Palace. Gu Mingqiao didn't care about anything else and gave an order at this time. The Haotian Sect's bell rang 9 times. Disciples and elders of each palace, no matter what they were doing, at this moment, all put down everything and rushed to the Haotian Palace frantically. A moment later, almost the entire Haotian Sect gathered at the Haotian Palace, and the Haotian Hall was packed with people. Everyone was discussing frantically what had happened, and the sect master actually rang the bell. The great elder and a group of elders were all dumbfounded when they heard what the sect master said. The great elder almost sat on the ground because he didn't stand firmly, but fortunately, other elders nearby quickly supported the great elder. Quick! Prepare the teleportation array. Go to Lingqing immediately. That the great elder didn't care about anything else. Something happened to Chu Xinghe. How could Chu Xinghe be in trouble? If something happened to Chu Xinghe, it would be a big deal. The news quickly spread from the Haotian Hall, and the entire Haotian Sect was in chaos for a while. What? Brother Xinghe got into trouble? He was captured by the people of the Demon Shadow Sect. Damn Tieniu! Let him die, but how could Brother Xinghe be so careless that he actually helped the people of Wudi City to lead away the enemy? Brother Xinghe is too rash. Don't say that. I don't know about others, but don't you know the character of Brother Xinghe? If you say that Brother Xinghe didn't help today, I would think it was strange. Yes. Brother Xinghe is a good person in everything, but he is too kind and helpful. He will never turn a blind eye to others in danger. The Demon Shadow Sect is so bold. Don't say anything, let's go to Lingqing immediately to find Brother Xinghe. That without much discussion, Gu Mingqiao personally ordered to arrange the teleportation array. Except for a few elders of Haotian Sect who stayed behind to guard, all other masters went out to Lingqing. They must find Chu Xinghe and ensure that Chu Xinghe is safe and sound. Issue the Haotian order. All parties in the world are requested to take action and must find Xinghe. Gu Mingqiao gave the order again, and as soon as this order was issued, all the elders nodded. Haotian order. Haotian Sect has not issued the Haotian order for 100 years. When Haotian Sect exterminated the Demon Sect, the Haotian order was issued, and no one in the world dared to disobey, but every time the Haotian order was issued, it must be a big deal, and this time, the Haotian order was issued for one person, which has never happened in the history of Haotian Sect, but no one thought that there was any problem with the sect master's order, because that was Chu Xinghe. The Haotian order was quickly issued from Haotian Sect, and all major sects in the world received the Haotian order at the first time. Looking at the Haotian order, all parties were shocked. But after understanding what happened, all parties understood why Haotian Sect was so crazy. Something happened to Chu Xinghe. The Demon Shadow Sect actually dared to attack him. Originally, they didn't attack the Haotian Sect, but Tieniu from Wudi City. I didn't expect that Chu Xinghe was so righteous. In order to rescue Tieniu from Wudi City, he led the people of the Demon Shadow Sect away alone. But I didn't expect that there was a demon king among them, and the child was captured because of this. It was rumored before that Chu Xinghe was the best in the world in the younger generation of martial arts, and his character was even better than martial arts. I didn't believe it. Now it seems that the rumors are true. Listen to my orders. The elders of the sect go out and find Chu Xinghe. That the Haotian order was issued, and the world was shocked, but soon, something even more shocking happened. The Wudi order of Wudi City was also issued. Tieniu immediately passed the news to Wudi City, and Qing Shaotian almost fainted after hearing it, but Qing Shaotian knew that although Chu Xinghe was captured in this incident, the cause of everything was still Wudi City. Xinghe, this child. Qing Shaotian didn't know what to say to him. It really makes people love and hate him. Love because such an excellent disciple is not only invincible in cultivation, but also so righteous and noble in character, and hate because such an excellent disciple is not from my Wudi City. But no matter what, the matter was caused by Wudi City, and Wudi City will never sit idly by. Qing Shaotian issued the Wudi order, and all the strong men in Wudi City came out to find Chu Xinghe. In one day, Haotian order was issued. Wudi order was issued at the same time. The world was shocked. And the two great divine orders were issued by only one person, which has never happened in the history of the entire Liang continent. Countless strong men descended on Lingqing, making the people of this small city terrified. In the past, Lingqing could not see too many strong men, but today, strong men flying everywhere in the sky above Lingqing can be seen everywhere. In the past, seeing a 7th-grade martial saint would shock countless people, but today, there are more than a dozen martial emperors who have broken through the void in this short time. Among them are Gu Mingqiao, the head of Haotian Sect, and Cheng Xiaotian, the head of Emperor Wu City. The world is shaken by one person. Chu Xinghe's name is powerful in all directions. Tieniu has been awake all day and all night. At this time, he has only one thought in his mind. If something happens to senior brother Xinghe, he will probably be blamed for it for the rest of his life. This will become his inner demon, Tieniu, and he will never be able to forgive himself in this life. And just when all parties were turbulent because of Chu Xinghe was taken out of the sack in the basement of an extremely luxurious compound on the edge of Tianrun City, a small city thousands of miles away from Lingqing. What came into view was the demon lord Meng Yong who caught him. At this time, Meng Yong didn't know what was happening in the outside world. He was looking at Chu Xinghe with a smile on his face. I am Chu Xinghe, a direct disciple of the Haotian Sect. Hello, demon lord. Chu Xinghe's words immediately confused Meng Yong. What the hell? Haha. He deserves to be the first person of the younger generation. He is really talented. Many Shadow Sect disciples beside Meng Yong's words couldn't help but complain. Lord Demon Lord, how could you tell that he had the talent? Did you forget about surrendering in 1 second? I thought I could catch Tieniu, but I didn't expect you to throw yourself into the trap. What a surprise. Ha ha ha. Meng Yong smiled so hard that he could see his tonsils. Although Tieniu is good, compared with Chu Xinghe, he is completely different. Yes, Lord Demon Lord is right, it is indeed a surprise. Meng Yong. Damn, what the hell is this guy not afraid of at all? Meng Yong gritted his teeth. Chu Xinghe, I guess you already know our identities. The Haotian Sect has done a lot of harm to our demonic Shadow Sect in recent years. Before Meng Yong finished speaking, Chu Xinghe spoke. Master Demon Lord is right, it is our duty to destroy the Haotian Sect. Meng Yong. Not only Meng Yong, but all the surrounding demon Shadow Sect disciples were dumbfounded. What the hell? According to the normal routine, shouldn't you point your finger at our noses and say that if you do too much injustice, you will die, and that it is our duty to destroy the demon sect? Why on earth are you talking about destroying the sect? And looking at the indignant look on Chu Xinghe's face, it didn't look like he was pretending at all. For a moment everyone began to doubt, is this really Chu Xinghe? Make no mistake. Of course Chu Xinghe was not wrong. I am not a fool. You have captured me. Now I am shouting God bless Haotian. Why don't you eat me? I want to destroy the sect, but that doesn't mean I want to kill people in the sect. I, Chu Xinghe, have my own bottom line. Okay, if I cooperate with your demon sect, once this news comes out, I will be chased by the whole world even if I become Emperor Wu. Kill, but as the saying goes, everyone under the roof must be a movie star. When it comes to acting, I can't make arrangements for you clearly. Chu Xinghe, you don't have to be so pretentious. Since you've fallen into the hands of our demonic Shadow Sect, you'd better submit obediently. Submit. I must submit obediently. Lord Demon Lord, if you want to know any secrets of the Haotian Sect, I will definitely tell you everything. By the way, Lord Demon Lord, I have here the latest stone-making magic that the Haotian Sect has obtained. Please take a look at it, Lord Demon Lord. As Chu Xinghe said that, he directly sent the stone-making magic spell compiled by Wang Tieniu to Meng Yong. What does that sentence mean? If you can't let go of your children, you can't trap the wolf. If you don't show some sincerity and don't give something, how can you become an actor? Meng Yong. But before Meng Yong could figure it out, Chu Xinghe spoke again. In addition to these, there are also these top-quality spiritual stones all belong to the Haotian Sect. Now that they can be handed over to the Demon King, I am very relieved. Chu Xinghe handed over all the Qianquan rings without hesitation. Just kidding. I can still make a show of handing them over now, but if they take them away later, I will really have nothing. Then the Qianquan ring was opened, and boxes of high-grade spiritual stones shining with various colors and countless top-grade spiritual stones made the eyes of all the surrounding Demon Shadow Sect people turn red. Meng Yong stared at the spiritual stones placed there with wide eyes. Is this the Haotian Sect? Is this Chu Xinghe? There are so many spiritual stones. I have never seen a demon lord before, and this bit of stone magic. Meng Yong took one look and almost peed in shock. Meng Yong also learned the art of turning stones when he was young, but he was not very good at it and finally gave up. However, he still has good eyesight. The book on the art of turning stones that Chu Xinghe handed over is definitely worthy of the word magic. Such magic is simply unbelievable. But Meng Yong felt that what was even more outrageous was the Chu Xinghe in front of him. What the hell is this? Is this guy so sensible? According to the routine, shouldn't you slowly torture this kid, and then take it out bit by bit when the kid can't bear it anymore? But I didn't ask anything here. What do you mean by just taking it out? Meng Yong was stunned. Meng Yong was confused, but Chu Xinghe was not confused at all. When he was captured, Chu Xinghe figured it out on the way. This time it wasn't me, Chu Xinghe, who took the initiative to betray the sect. The main reason was that the demon sect was too cruel. If I didn't give it to them, would they let me go? But I still have to thank little Tieniu. Thank you Demon Shadow Sect, give me Chu Xinghe a chance to passively cause losses to the sect. The entire basement was quiet for a full minute. Finally, Meng Yong looked at Chu Xinghe in front of him and said, What conspiracy do you have? Master Demon, you are joking. I have been captured. My life and death are in your hands now. How can there be a conspiracy? Master, you don't know. I have been full of yearning for the way of the devil since I was a child. It is my lifelong wish to enter the devil's sect. The bullshit Haotian sect is just a show. Now the road of the devil's sect is in front of me. I yearn for it. My admiration for Master Demon is like a surging river. Do you know who I am? Meng Yong felt that he was almost persuaded by Chu Xinghe, but do you know who I am? That's not important. When I saw Master Demon for the first time, I knew that if I didn't follow you in this life, I would regret it for the rest of my life. So when I faced you, I couldn't help but want to sell out the Haotian sect. Please help me. That when Chu Xinghe said this, all the disciples of the Demon Shadow Sect were dumbfounded. At this time, everyone had only one thought in their minds, isn't your acting a bit too outrageous? Chapter 58, Mirror of Truth. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The Demon Shadow Sect has captured countless people from famous sections. Among these 10 people, 5 swore to die rather than surrender, and died with insults even if they were tortured to death. Even the people from the Demon Shadow Sect couldn't help but admire these people. 3 people would confess some unimportant things after all kinds of torture, but they would also swear to die not to tell the sect's top secrets. The remaining 2 people who are not strong-willed may eventually tell everything, but such people are generally of low level, and even if they do, they can't say anything. They have seen tough guys, those who can't stand it, and those who betray, but they have never seen Chu Xinghe confess everything in a second before the torture and interrogation began. It would be fine if you said Chu Xinghe was a small fry. Aren't you the first person of the younger generation? Aren't you Chu Xinghe of the Haotian Sect? Do you still have integrity? Can you resist at least? We didn't even ask, and you sold the sect all the underwear. Are you still a human being? Many Demon Shadow Sect disciples said that compared with the despicable Chu Xinghe in front of them, they seemed much more decent. You yearn for the Demon Sect? Meng Yong also had a question mark on his forehead. That's too much to yearn for. To destroy the Haotian Sect is my lifelong dream. Chu Xinghe looked determined. Wait, are you sure? I'm sure and for sure, Meng Yong. Meng Yong prepared a lot of methods and questions today. He was even prepared for Chu Xinghe to never speak until his death, but now, he was confused and didn't know how to deal with Chu Xinghe in front of him, because he had never seen such a cooperative person in his life. You lock him up first. Wait until I make sure there is no problem with the things he handed over. Under Meng Yong's order, the Demon Shadow Sect disciples locked Chu Xinghe in the prison and arranged people to watch him to prevent Chu Xinghe from having any conspiracy, but Meng Yong looked at the things Chu Xinghe took out and felt melancholy. Sir, we have already checked, all the spirit stones are fine, and this stone-touching magic is priceless. Soon, his subordinates sent the news. In fact, even if his subordinates did not send the news, Meng Yong knew that there was no problem with what Chu Xinghe took out. This thing is right in front of him, how could there be any problem? Su Ji, what do you think Chu Xinghe is doing? Meng Yong asked Su Ji, the think tank beside him. It's hard to say, this kid has an extraordinary status in Haotian Sect. I have never seen those spirit stones in my life, and the stone-touching magic is even more extraordinary. I guess he wants to stabilize us temporarily. There must be a conspiracy. Hee. What he said about dreaming of destroying the sect is simply nonsense. Meng Yong disdainful. Sir, I heard that this kid has learned Haotian Sect's Haotian fighting will. You can use this as a breakthrough. Didn't he say he wanted to join the demon sect? Let him hand over the Haotian fighting will. If he refuses, hee. When Su Ji said this, Meng Yong's eyes lit up, then he went to the basement with Su Ji without saying anything more. Hello, Lord Demon. Ahem. Okay. Chu Xinghe, you said you want to join the demon sect. Do you want to destroy the Haotian sect? Absolutely true. Well, I heard that you have learned the Haotian fighting will of the Haotian sect. Since you want to join the demon sect, why not use the Haotian fighting will as your token of surrender? Meng Yong said, looking at Chu Xinghe with a sinister smile. Pretend. You kid, keep pretending this time. Those spirit stones and some stone-pointing magic, although priceless, are nothing compared to your value. Chu Xinghe, you, Chu Xinghe, paid those to save your life, and the Haotian sect will never blame you, but now the Haotian fighting will is different. It is definitely the top secret of the Haotian sect. Let's see how you pretend. But just when Meng Yong wanted to see Chu Xinghe's true colors exposed because of the token of surrender he asked for, Chu Xinghe laughed wildly. Damn! You are worthy of being Lord Demon. I admire you. Chu Xinghe was imprisoned here just now, thinking about how to get the most out of this incident. Although he has an extraordinary status and knows a lot of secrets, it is not necessarily possible to cause great losses by relying on these guys if all are revealed. Are you kidding me that Haotian Sect is the #1 sect in the world? I would like you to rob Haotian Sect of its resources, but can you at least take a piss and look in the mirror? Are you worthy? So I am having a headache, and someone will send me a pillow just when I am sleepy. Haotian fighting will. You are looking for death, and you still want to learn Haotian fighting will. Is that something that you demon sects can learn? But since you want to die, I, Chu Xinghe, can only help you mercifully. Haotian fighting will is the sect's unique skill. The complete version of Haotian fighting will must be passed down by the sect master himself. I don't have the ability to pass it on myself, but I have a broken version here, which is also Haotian battle intent, but it's hard to say how you will die after practicing this thing. There is no way. You demon sects want to learn it so much. I am not trying to trick you. I am just too enthusiastic. It would be better if you all go back and practice it. If you don't, you will die. I will go all out on this one. Master Demon, I will tell you about Haotian battle intent now. Meng Yong. Su Ji. Both of them were dumbfounded. What was Chu Xinghe up to? Then Chu Xinghe passed on his own version of the suicidal version of Haotian battle intent to Meng Yong without missing a word, and even explained some of his own experiences and insights clearly. Then Meng Yong was completely dumbfounded. Can someone tell me what the situation is? Is Haotian battle intent fake? Meng Yong was sure it was fake. Chu Xinghe, please be patient, wait until I confirm whether this Haotian battle intent is true or not. Master Demon, please confirm it quickly. If you are not sure, it is best to report it directly to the sect. If it really doesn't work, you can also announce Haotian battle intent. Although it is an incomplete version, it will not look good for the sect if it is really spread out, right? If this incomplete version of Haotian battle intent is leaked, it is a sure thing. Su Ji was dumbfounded. He felt that Chu Xinghe hated Haotian Sect more than he did. Meng Yong and Su Ji left the basement. Su Ji made arrangements before leaving. Don't be too careful at night. Give this kid a chance to escape, understand? Ah. The Demon Shadow Sect disciples were dumbfounded. Do as I tell you. After Su Ji made the arrangements, the Demon Shadow Sect disciples took orders. Are you trying to see if this kid wants to escape? Meng Yong certainly understood what the think tank meant by the arrangements. Hee. I guess this Haotian's fighting intention is fake, and this kid will definitely find a way to escape in the middle of the night. Let's see how he pretends then. Meng Yong gave Su Ji a thumbs up, and then found a place to study whether Haotian's fighting intention was real or fake. At night, the Demon Shadow Sect disciples in the cell followed Su Ji's instructions and deliberately did not lock the door of the prison. Some of them even drank some wine and got drunk, which gave Chu Xinghe a chance. Brother. Your cell door is not locked. And don't drink when guarding prisoners. What if the prisoners run away? Look, I'll lock the cell door for you. This way I can't run away. Disciple of Demon Shadow Sect. Su Ji hiding in the dark. Then Su Ji saw an incredible scene. Chu Xinghe insisted on persuading these disciples of Demon Shadow Sect to sober up, and it would be better to find more people to watch him. Don't give him a chance to escape. Run. What a joke. I finally got in. This is a good opportunity to break into the Demon Sect. I've acted to this extent. You want me to run away without getting any benefits? No way. Then Su Ji waited all night. Chu Xinghe didn't even run away, and slept very peacefully. At dawn, Su Ji rubbed his forehead full of question marks. At this moment, he began to doubt what Chu Xinghe was going to do, but before Su Ji could figure it out, a terrifying wave suddenly came from a distance. That was where Meng Yong was, and Su Ji rushed over. Soon, Meng Yong's wild laughter came from inside. Ha ha ha. Haotian fighting will. This is the real Haotian fighting will. I broke through. Meng Yong flew out in the air, and Su Ji was also in disbelief when he saw the imposing Meng Yong breakthrough. Lord Demon actually broke through, from the 7th rank to the 8th rank, and became the Demon Lord. So, the Haotian fighting will that Chu Xinghe gave, is it real? If Chu Xinghe heard it now, he would definitely swear to the sky that the Haotian fighting will I gave is absolutely real. It can't be more real. You just say whether the incomplete version of the Haotian fighting will is the Haotian fighting will. Don't think you break through quickly, you die faster. Meng Yong fell from the sky, and the aura of the 8th rank overwhelmed the whole audience. Congratulations to the Demon Lord. Countless disciples of the Demon Shadow Sect knelt down to congratulate. Get up. Meng Yong waved his hand, and everyone was lifted up by him. Master Demon, the Haotian fighting will. It's real. Meng Yong was extremely confident at this time. He thought Chu Xinghe would give a fake Haotian fighting will, but after returning to practice, he found that there was nothing wrong with this Haotian fighting will. It broke his shackles for many years overnight. It's really the peerless magic of Haotian Sect. But thinking of this, Meng Yong was speechless again. Why? Why on earth? Chu Xinghe even said Haotian fighting will. What does this mean? Is this guy telling the truth? Does he really dream of joining the Demon Sect? Although it seems unreliable no matter how I think about it, even Haotian fighting will is mentioned. If it's too much, isn't it? It's okay to say that the spirit stone and the magic of touching the stone are okay. The Haotian Sect can afford to lose it, but the Haotian fighting will. This is the Haotian fighting will. Can the Haotian Sect afford to lose it? For a while, Meng Yong fell into deep thought, and Su Xinghe also fell into deep thought. Meng Yong learned that Su Xinghe had watched all night yesterday, and that Chu Xinghe not only did not escape, but also persuaded the guards to keep an eye on him. After knowing this, Meng Yong was more thoughtful. Su Xinghe, do you think this kid will really? No way. Su Xinghe gritted his teeth. How is it possible? There will never be such an outrageous thing in the world. Chu Xinghe must have a conspiracy. Absolutely. But Haotian has taken out the fighting spirit, this. Meng Yong didn't know what to say. Master Demon, in my opinion, this kid must have a conspiracy, and what he said is definitely a lie. If you want to find out, I have a way. What method? True word mirror. Didn't this kid say he wanted to destroy the sect? Whether he said it was true or not, his lies will be exposed by using the true word mirror, that the truth mirror that Su Xinghe mentioned is a treasure of the demon lord Meng Yong. This item can distinguish the truth from the falsehood of people's words. If you lie in front of the truth mirror, you will be exposed. Hearing Su Xinghe's words, Meng Yong nodded. Not bad. The truth mirror. With the truth mirror, let's see how Chu Xinghe's lies can be exposed. The two looked at each other, and then went to the direction of the dungeon together. Chapter 59 The First Dinner Party in History. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In the cell, Chu Xinghe was still telling the Demon Shadow Sect disciples various tips on how to prevent prisoners from escaping. All Shadow Sect disciples have the same idea in their hearts: this kid is so sick. Meet the Demon Lord. Meng Yong's arrival made all the Demon Shadow Sect disciples breathe a sigh of relief. I never imagined that guarding prisoners would be so painful. I can't call you Demon Lord anymore, I have to call you Lord Demon Lord. Xinghe congratulates Lord Demon Lord for entering the 8th rank. Chu Xinghe looked excited. It seemed that this veteran of Haotian's fighting intention must have learned it and made a breakthrough. Although the incomplete version of Haotian's fighting intent is prone to various side effects, it is still very powerful after first practice. Lord Demon Lord, please continue to work hard and follow your cultivation progress. In another half-year, you will definitely be able to train yourself to death. A group of demonic Shadow Sect disciples were shocked, calling themselves Demon Lord, and looked at Chu Xinghe even more annoyed. See what you can do. Xinghe, I didn't expect that Haotian's war intention turned out to be true. I have received your petition, but you said you really want to join the Demon Sect and destroy Haotian Sect? Absolutely true. Haha. Okay. If you really have this intention, then our demonic Shadow Sect will naturally welcome you. However, to verify the authenticity, you need to go through the truth mirror to distinguish it. Do you dare? Truth mirror? Chu Xinghe was stunned. What the hell? Su Xinghe was overjoyed when he saw Chu Xinghe in a daze. See it. This guy is about to show his true colors. He couldn't stand facing the truth mirror. Su Xinghe told Chu Xinghe the power of the truth mirror in detail, and at the same time thought that this guy might not be able to withstand it this time. But after Su Xinghe finished speaking, Chu Xinghe spoke. Master Demon Lord, what you do makes me very sad. Joining the Demon Sect is my lifelong wish, and destroying the Haotian Sect is even more what I want. You actually doubted me. Come on, I am willing to accept the test of the truth mirror. Ah. Su Xinghe was dumbfounded. Meng Yong was also confused, but now he knew that the truth mirror would give him an accurate answer. Soon the truth mirror flew out of Meng Yong's hand. It was a dark green mirror. Meng Yong first asked Su Xinghe to go up and test it. As long as Su Xinghe tells a lie, the truth mirror will immediately turn red. After finishing the test, Su Xinghe looked at Chu Xinghe with excitement. Let's see how you can escape this time. Chu Xinghe, I'm asking you now, do you really mean it when you say you want to join the demonic Shadow Sect? Not now. Lord Demon Lord has broken my heart. But destroying the Haotian Sect is my lifelong wish. No matter how difficult the road ahead is, I will definitely move forward. Fortunately, I reacted quickly. If you really want to join the Demon Sect, why don't you just explode? Buzz. The truth mirror vibrated, then, green. real? Meng Yong and Su Ji were both stunned at this moment. Chu Xinghe knew that this was a sure thing. You. The two of you have been talking to each other for a long time and don't know what to say. Then there's no conspiracy behind what you handed over before? Meng Yong couldn't believe it. Lord Demon Lord, everything I handed over before was done with my own heart. There was no conspiracy. Buzz. It's green again, still true. Quiet, the whole cell was quiet. Meng Yong fell silent. Su Ji went crazy. You are such a good direct disciple of the Haotian Sect, and you are the number one among the younger generation. What is your bottom line? Don't talk about the bottom line. You don't have any panties anymore, okay? If you think about destroying the Haotian Sect so much, won't your conscience hurt? Meng Yong then asked Chu Xinghe a few more questions, but no matter how he asked, Chu Xinghe always said, I am sincere. The truth mirror all shows the truth. Meng Yong even suspected that there was something wrong with the truth mirror, and specially tested it to make Chu Xinghe tell some lies. However, the result was that there was no problem with the truth mirror, and everything Chu Xinghe said was true. I don't know how long it took before Meng Yong accepted the result, but Meng Yong was overjoyed when he accepted it. Originally, catching Chu Xinghe, getting the spiritual stone, getting the magic touch, and getting Haotian's fighting spirit were already huge achievements, and now, if Chu Xinghe joins the Demon Shadow Sect, if he breaks into the Haotian Sect, if he becomes a senior member of the Haotian Sect in the future, or even becomes the leader of the Haotian Sect, so, Meng Yong didn't dare to think about it anymore. The disciple of the Demon Sect became the leader of the first sect in the world. No fucking storyteller would dare to make this up, but Meng Yong also knew that if this matter could come true, the Shadow Sect status would skyrocket. When Meng Yong had access to the entire Haotian Sect's resources, what a terrifying thing it would be. He will become the martial emperor and the number one demon in the world. When everyone knows that it was he, Meng Yong, who discovered Chu Xinghe, the whole world will be in chaos. Someone, let Xinghe out and arrange a place for Xinghe to live. Meng Yong personally gave the order. Su Ji wanted to say something, but the truth mirror verified it. How could it be false? However, Su Ji decided that even if Chu Xinghe was released, he would definitely keep an eye on Chu Xinghe and never give Chu Xinghe any chance to carry out his conspiracy. At noon, Meng Yong ordered his men to prepare a large table of good wine and food for Chu Xinghe. News from the outside world was also spread to Meng Yong by his subordinates. What? The Haotian Sect issued the Haotian Order. The Emperor Wu City also issued an order from Emperor Wu. Almost all the powerful people in the world are searching for Chu Xinghe. Reply to the Demon Lord. Yes. Now the outside world is in chaos. All places where there may be news about Chu Xinghe are being watched. For halls under us have been uprooted by the people of the Haotian Sect, and countless disciples have been lost. That the Demon Shadow Sect disciple reported and looked at Chu Xinghe with anger. Bang! But just when the Demon Shadow Sect disciple was angry, Chu Xinghe slammed the table and stood up. Too much. The damn righteous people are so ruthless. Our Demon Sect will never let this go. Lord Demon Lord, in my opinion, let's fight back now. We will lead people to attack the Haotian Sect directly and wipe out the righteousness of the world. The audience. The Demon Shadow Sect disciple who reported was stunned. What the hell? What the hell is this? What do you mean you are angrier than me? Didn't they do it to find you? Su Ji gritted his teeth. The righteousness of the world has sent out all the strong men to find you, and even a person from the Demon Shadow Sect was shocked to hear it. After all, who would want to enter the Demon Sect if they could enter the Haotian Sect? Su Ji swore that if the Haotian Sect treated him like this, he would never betray the sect in his life. And then again, attacking the Haotian Sect and destroying the righteousness of the world. What are you talking about here? If we have the ability to do so, why would we secretly catch you? Meng Yong was also silent for a long time. Just now, he even secretly opened the True Word Mirror, and the True Word Mirror also gave the answer to Chu Xinghe's words about counterattack. Really? Xinghe, calm down first, and we still need to think about the counterattack. Meng Yong was embarrassed, counterattacked the Haotian Sect. What's the joke? Although the Demon Shadow Sect is known as the leader of the Demon Sect, but is the Demon Shadow Sect strength at the same level as the Haotian Sect? It is no exaggeration to say that the only result of the Demon Shadow Sect arm wrestling with the Haotian Sect is that the Haotian Sect breaks its wrist, so counterattack. Chu Xinghe just said it, and we can't take it seriously, but Meng Yong didn't understand. You said that Chu Xinghe was valued so much by Haotian Sect. Why was that? Is there really someone in this world who is born to be a member of the Demon Sect? Human nature is indeed evil. This is definitely the weirdest dinner in history. The Demon Sect's Demon Lord and the direct disciple of Haotian Sect, the leader of the righteous path, sat at the same table and had a happy meal. During the meal, Chu Xinghe, the leader of the righteous path, the disciple of Haotian Sect, slammed the table and cursed the righteous path for being so despicable and vulgar, and actually attacked the Demon Sect crazily, and would never give up until he fought back. The Demon Sect's Demon Lord persuaded Chu Xinghe, the leader of the righteous path, the disciple of Haotian Sect, to calm down and not to hurt his body because of the righteous path's misbehavior. Meng Yong didn't know how he finished this meal. Anyway, Meng Yong had never been so aggrieved in his life, because according to the routine, when something like this happened before, he should be the one to curse here, and others should be cautiously persuading him. But today, you are a direct disciple of the Haotian Sect, the leader of the righteous path, and you still need me, the Demon Lord, to persuade you. What do you mean? Su Ji's mind was like a mess. He never dreamed that he would witness such a great meal one day. This can be regarded as the first dinner in history. After the meal, Su Ji personally arranged a place for Chu Xinghe to stay. Su Ji scattered countless secret sentries around and kept a close eye on Chu Xinghe to ensure that he would not do anything weird, but Su Ji was destined to be disappointed. A day and a night passed, and Chu Xinghe, let alone escaping, had become one with the surrounding disciples of the Demon Shadow Sect, and even found the location of the secret sentries. Chu Xinghe even gave the secret sentries some guidance on how to better hide themselves without being discovered. Su Ji was dumbfounded. Could this guy really be born evil? He really wanted to join the Demon Sect. But why? How good is the Haotian Sect? What is there to join the Demon Sect? What a beast! At night, Su Ji found Chu Xinghe sleepless all night. Su Ji thought to himself, could this guy be plotting something? Then Chu Xinghe came out of the room and pulled Su Ji into the house. Su Ji was shocked. Did this guy have any special hobbies? Should he follow him? But just when Su Ji was not so determined, Chu Xinghe took out a piece of paper. Su Ji looked at it carefully, and it was all densely packed with Chu Xinghe's battle plan with the righteous path. He even wrote where he thought was weak and recommended where to start. Looking at these, Su Ji was stunned. Chu Xinghe, you think too highly of us guys. You wrote these areas, which are all the key points of the righteous path, but do you know how many guards of the martial emperor and martial honor level there are? You call this an attack? I think this is a complete gift of death, okay? Chu Xinghe certainly knew that the Demon Sect didn't have this ability. You thought I was joking this night. I had thought it through carefully. If the Demon Sect dared to move, it would not be a battle plan, but a self-destruction plan. Brother Su Ji, please hand these over to the Demon Lord quickly. It would be best if you could report them to the Demon Sect. We, the Demon Sect, should unite to deal with the righteous path. Although what I wrote cannot completely destroy the righteous path, it can definitely cause heavy damage to the righteous path. Su Ji. How could Su Ji know the pit that Chu Xinghe had dug? Su Ji only knew that once upon a time, he had no choice but to join the Demon Sect. He swore that he would become a giant of the Demon Sect and let those sects that had rejected him know what regret was. Su Ji believed that one day, he would definitely become the supreme of the Demon Sect. Because my heart has long been infected by the devil, and there is only darkness in my eyes, but today. Su Ji feels that he is too naive, compared with Chu Xinghe in front of him. Am I also infected by the devil? Am I qualified to say that there is only darkness in my eyes? I am simply a man standing in the light. if there is only darkness in my eyes, then Chu Xinghe in front of me should be buried in the darkness. If we talk about darkness, it's still you, Chu Xinghe, who is dark. And you are really dark. Chapter 60 The Third Sword in the Haotian Sword Box, the Xuanjian Sword Wing. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Suji even wanted to kill Chu Xinghe for a moment. Are you still a human being, Chu Xinghe? How did the Haotian Sect treat you? How did the righteous people in the world treat you? If these righteous people treat you, Chu Xinghe, even 1% of the way they treat me, Suji, I will defend the dignity of the righteous people to the death. Suji's tears fell. He had seen despicable people, but he had never seen such a despicable person as Chu Xinghe. In order to kill the righteous people, you, Chu Xinghe, are really willing to go all out. There is no need for interrogation. You just confessed everything. Are you still a human being, such a despicable villain? Even as a member of the demon sect, Suji wanted to enforce justice on behalf of the heaven. Brother Suji, you must keep these well. The road to destroying the Haotian sect is long and arduous. We must not slack off at all. Chu Xinghe looked serious. Suji began to think about whether to kill this evil guy. Haha. The demon sect is so lucky to have you, Brother Xinghe. Suji's smile was uglier than crying. Hey! Brother Suji, you are joking. I am nothing. Compared with the demon sect seniors, I haven't even entered the door yet. Suji vomited blood. You haven't entered the door yet? Our demon sect seniors are much cleaner than you. In terms of meanness, shamelessness, and vulgarity, you Chu Xinghe are the best in the demon sect. As a demon sect, I think you are dirty. Suji shook off Chu Xinghe's hand holding his, walked out of Chu Xinghe's room, and washed his hands vigorously first. He used 2 bars of soap, and his hands were almost peeling. Too dirty. Too dark. How could there be such a despicable villain as Chu Xinghe in this world? Suji took the battle plan in his hand and really wanted to tear it into pieces. Such a battle plan, even the demon sect thinks it is shameful. But after much hesitation, Suji still kept it close to his body. Although it was impossible to attack, he was still prepared to show it to Lord Demon, all the way to the small building where the Demon Lord was. Suji was about to go in, but suddenly heard a loud bang. The next second, a scream came from the small building. Suji and a group of disciples of the Demon Shadow Sect rushed in frantically, but as soon as they entered, they were pushed back by the extremely terrifying spiritual energy. Lord Demon. Suji saw it clearly after landing. At this time, Demon Lord Meng Yon was covered in blood, and his spiritual energy was running wild, obsessed. Seeing this scene, Suji's first reaction was that there was something wrong with the Haotian fighting will given by Chu Xinghe. The sudden movement made Chu Xinghe rush out of the house. What the hell? Could it be that the people of the Haotian sect are coming to kill? Is the speed of the sect so fast? No, I have prepared a series of plans to make the demon sect bleed. This time I have successfully entered the demon sect. If Emperor Chu does not make the demon sect bleed, I will lose. But Chu Xinghe, who rushed out, was dumbfounded. He saw that the demon lord Meng Yon was kneeling on the ground at this time, and the spiritual energy on his body was wandering wildly and uncontrollably. These spiritual energies seemed to pierce his body like long swords and turned him into a sieve. What the hell? Chu Xinghe was stunned. It can't be so fast. Even if it is a defective version of Haotian fighting will, you have to hold on for a while and wait for me to make your demon sect piss before self-destructing. I haven't had time to implement this plan, and you self-destructed. Are you worthy of me? Even if you die, you should hand over the defective version of Haotian fighting will, and it will be okay to kill more demon sects. But soon Chu Xinghe seemed to think of something. When the sect master passed on the Haotian fighting will to him, he had done a test on his physique. It seems that some special physiques cannot practice Haotian battle will. Otherwise, it may seem that they can make rapid progress at the beginning, but they will directly explode and die later. It can't be such a coincidence, right? I just feel something is wrong. Although I handed in the incomplete and suicidal version of Haotian battle will, it is reasonable to say that I will die if I practice it, but it shouldn't explode so quickly, now it's really bad. Chu Xinghe, you bastard. Demon Lord Meng Yong only had time to shout out this last sentence before he exploded into blood foam with a bang, a generation of Demon Lord. The first Demon Lord of the Demon Sect in history to practice Haotian battle will, although it was an incomplete and suicidal version, he exploded just like that. Master Demon Lord. Su Ji's eyes were red, sure enough. It was indeed Chu Xinghe, the despicable villain, who really had a conspiracy. It was all him who killed Master Demon Lord. Chu Xinghe. You bastard. Everyone. Kill Chu Xinghe, Su Ji roared, and instantly all the disciples of the Demon Shadow Sect around him had red eyes, all the spirit soldiers attacked Chu Xinghe and surrounded him. Fuck. Can you believe me if I say this is a misunderstanding? Chu Xinghe was completely dumbfounded. Explain now. What kind of explanation can I give? Su Ji's spiritual energy burst out, and the aura of the 5th grade martial spirit realm gushed out. Su Ji was the first to arrive in front of Chu Xinghe. Xinghe bastard. Die. Su Ji couldn't help it any longer. Such a despicable villain, kill him to enforce justice. Thunder Shadow. Go. The left arm flashed with purple light, and the thunder shadow flew out of the Haotian Sword Box. Purple lightning flashed, thunder fell from the sky, and the terrifying thunder instantly enveloped Su Ji who was in the front. As a 5th grade martial spirit, Su Ji thought that it would be easy to kill Chu Xinghe, but the facts proved, Su Ji was wrong, very wrong. The 4th grade peak cultivation power drove the purple lightning of thunder shadow, and the lightning instantly hit Su Ji. The terrifying lightning fell on Su Ji, and Su Ji's head exploded into tofu pudding with a bang. The terrifying thunder swept Su Ji's body, burning him directly into ashes. Such thunder power made countless disciples of the Demon Shadow Sect dumbfounded, but after being stunned, someone stood up immediately. Kill him, another 5th grade. Although there was only one strong man, Demon Lord Meng Yong, in the Demon Shadow Sect station, there were still many 5th grade ones. At this time, all these 5th grades came out to kill. Flying locusts. Chu Xinghe didn't dare to hold back at all at this time. He had worked so hard for so long, but was messed up by the idiot Meng Yong. If he wanted to get out alive today, there was only one possibility. Kill out. But without Meng Yong, do these guys want to keep me? Flying locusts appeared, and the sword rain was formed. After breaking through to the peak of the 4th rank, Wang can differentiate into 300 sword shadows. At this time, the 300 sword shadows turned into a sword blade storm with Chu Xinghe as the center. The sword blade swept, and all those who came to kill were covered by the terrifying sword blade. Xuanjian. Go. Chu Xinghe called out, and a black shadow flew out from his left arm, the 3rd sword of Haotian Sword Box, Xuanjian. After breaking through to the peak of the 4th rank, Chu Xinghe also unlocked the 3rd sword of Haotian Sword Box. The Thunder Shadow is very powerful, and the burst killing ability is almost invincible, but the Thunder Shadow has a cooling time. The Thunder Shadow is now cooling down. During this period, Wang can't protect himself. At this time, Chu Xinghe didn't dare to hold back at all, and Xuanjian flew out of Chu Xinghe's Haotian Sword Box. The Xuanjian looked like a diamond, and the flying diamond Xuanjian split instantly in front of Chu Xinghe, and in an instant, the Xuanjian turned into 2 sword wings composed of countless diamond-shaped sword pieces. The 2 sword wings fell behind Chu Xinghe at this time. As long as Chu Xinghe moved his mind, the sword wings turned into countless diamond-shaped sword beams and flew out. Xuanjian Sword Wings. The spiritual weapon in the hands of a 5th grade Demon Shadow Sect disciple was cut into pieces the moment it touched the Xuanjian, and the Xuanjian moved forward, and the 5th grade disciple was torn into pieces wherever the terrifying Xuanjian sword wings passed. The sword blade storm blocked the periphery, and the Xuanjian protected Chu Xinghe's body. At this moment, Chu Xinghe burst out with all his combat power. A flash of purple lightning, the cooling ended, and the thunder fell, killing another 5th grade headshot. With the Xuanjian, Chu Xinghe rushed into the crowd, and all those who dared to approach were torn into pieces by the Xuanjian. The remaining people of the Demon Shadow sect were really shocked at this time, the first person of the young generation. In the past few days, Chu Xinghe's unscrupulous performance made everyone forget that Chu Xinghe was famous not because of his meanness, but because of his fighting power. In the past few days, I don't know how many people even privately discussed whether Chu Xinghe was hyped up. But at this moment, Chu Xinghe in the bloody battle let everyone know that his title of the first person of the young generation was absolutely true: kill one person every 10 steps. No one will stay in 1,000 miles. Every time Chu Xinghe took a step forward, countless disciples of the Demon Shadow sect were torn into pieces by the sword shadows around him: blood, limbs, mutilated flesh, internal organs. The whole courtyard turned into a Shura slaughterhouse. Sword light and screams intertwined, blood and flesh and sword shadows kept intertwining. Chu Xinghe didn't know how many people he had killed, but no one could stand in front of him at this time. Demon Shadow sect disciple. Kill. 5th rank. Kill. Demon. He is a demon. Finally, someone collapsed, but the only response he got was the flash of a sword, and his head fell to the ground with a terrified look on his face. When the last 5th rank Demon Shadow sect fell, all the remaining Demon Shadow sect minions no longer had the courage to stay, and they fled in all directions. Chu Xinghe fought his way out of the compound, and the sword shadow wrapped Chu Xinghe all the way away. I don't know how far I ran, but Chu Xinghe felt weak all over, in the bloody battle. Just now, I don't know how many people I killed, but I also left countless scars on my body. Although these 5th rank Demon Shadow sect were not strong enough, they still left countless wounds on Chu Xinghe with a desperate blow. Chu Xinghe, who was bleeding and exhausted, finally couldn't support himself anymore, and fell headfirst next to a big willow tree. I don't know how long it took. A carriage with a luxurious appearance slowly came, the curtain was lifted, and a woman in luxurious clothes walked down from the carriage. Miss. This guy smells so bloody. Hiss, did he just get out of the blood? Miss, let's not worry about it. Uncle Feng, if we leave now, he will definitely die here. Let's take him back first. If he is really a villain, just wake him up and drive him away. Alas, miss, never mind. Uncle Feng knew that the young lady had a kind heart. On weekdays, not to mention a person, even a dog would not stand idly by. But how much blood must be stained on the young man in front of him? Is he being hunted by his enemies? It's not peaceful recently. I heard that all the masters of major sects in the world have come out. In the past few days, all sects have been frantically sweeping all the forces of the demon sect. I don't know how many demon sects have been uprooted, I don't know how many people have been killed, and it seems that all this is because of a person named Chu Xinghe. Could this guy in front of me be a disciple of the demon sect? If it is a demon sect that was killed by various sects and escaped, it would bring great harm to the family. Uncle Feng wanted to identify Chu Xinghe from his clothes, but his clothes were already covered with wounds and soaked in blood, so it was impossible to see clearly, but the lady had given the order, so Uncle Feng had to do it. He lifted Chu Xinghe up and threw him on the carriage, then drove the carriage away slowly.